Ja, lekker mense, good day and welcome to another South African lawn video, the putting green. Guys, I'm going to show you some close-ups here right now of my beautiful putting green. The fungicide has worked a charm. I'm seeing no more damage, and to be quite 100% honest with you, it looks like my damage is already recovering. Check mense, I had a few spots of dollar spot here. One there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and there, whatever. But I've stopped it, guys. However, there's another method that we can try and reduce the risk of these fungus type things through method of cultural practices. I hope that's the correct word, but through doing the right manual labor, we can reduce the risk. Let's look at that. Righto, so one or two things to note here is that over the past 6 or 12 months, this green has really thickened up quite nicely. And what I do love about that is, with that kind of thickness, it seals off the soil. Not completely seals off, but a little bit more, if you get what I'm saying. And that locks in some moisture. So this green is really quite drought tolerant, definitely more drought tolerant than my Kentucky bluegrass. On the flip side, unfortunately, it keeps the moisture there for longer periods of time, and therefore it makes it more susceptible to things like fungus, unfortunately. So today, I have pulled out my YT6702 scarifier. We will be scarifying this putting green to really just try and open up this putting green a little bit more, to create an area where the air can flow, the oxygen can flow through the grass leaf blades to the root system a little bit better, to dry out that thatchy layer. It's not overly thatchy, but we want to kind of, after 2 or 3 days, we really want to try and dry out that thatch layer. Before we do that, guys, just look at how beautiful this green actually is. It's a little bit overgrown, but that's not the end of the world. What I want to do here is I want to dethatch, and then after that put some sand down, and I want to leave some leaf blade exposed to obviously shoot through that sand easily. So just check how well this fungicide has worked, Owens. This was the damaged areas, and you can already see that it's stopped and there's already some growth in the inside. So this will recover quite fast. Luckily I picked it up sooner rather than later. There's 1 or 2 damaged areas there as well. A few small spots over the rest of the green, maybe a little bit there. 1 or 2 small spots here and there. Yeah, but that's about it, guys. I think this should have quite fast recovery, and then we'll try and do a follow-up application with a fungicide, but we really want to try and minimize the amount of chemicals we put on this green. So as much as I like this thicker feel and look of this green, it will come to a point where it gets too thick, and obviously it will become a little bit thatchy, and water and air will struggle to flow through the grass into the actual root system. So on the other side, you don't want to put too much sand, because it will become a little bit more of a sandy feel. So it's really a balancing act as to how much you aerate, how much sand you put on, how much you scarify, and so the rest is true for other lawns as well, and I suppose for life as well. It's really a balancing act, Owens. So I've got the scarifying cartridge on here. The verticutting cartridge only has 10. Over this width, it's only got 10 blades, whereas this has got 18. I've just counted. So it just gives you a little bit more cuts per distance, if you get what I'm saying. And that's, in my opinion, better for putting greens. The thing I don't like, however, is this has got like a springy action, whereas the verticutting cartridge is rigid and it really cuts into the grass. I'm going to set it to -5 first and see what results we get. So this part right here is -5, and that part right there is -10. So there's a definite difference. However, what I do like is this actually cuts too close to the sand layer, so I might do a -10 and then pour a nice layer of sand. Now that is a lot of grass in one pass, my bro. That is only a 20 square putting green there. Wowzers, that is a lot of grass, guys. So guys, I've raked and blew everything off this green. Some areas a little bit heavier than I would have liked, to be honest with you. Not much grass left, only sand. But that's not a big issue. It's not a golf course where people are paying to play. So I do have some time on hand for recovery. A little bit heavy there. However, the areas in the middle that I just went, one pass in this direction, one pass in this direction, looks very good. So I've got some sand left over from my renovation, guys. I'm going to use this. It's pretty much the same that I used to build this green. Unfortunately a little bit wet, but maybe I'll just distribute it and leave it on the putting green and come on later, maybe later this afternoon. It's going to be a scorcher of a day, 32 degrees, to let this dry out and work it in later with a lawn leveler. Ooh, yeah guys, so that is a little bit heavier than I would have liked. I think it's a little bit more difficult to work with the wet sand. However, it looks like a lot because it's clumping up. It's kind of, let me get up close. It's kind of doing that. The sand is sticking to each other. So I'm just going to wait until this dries and I'll check you this afternoon, Owens. So the sand was on this green for the entire day, and I promise you after 45 minutes, it'll already look dried out. So really what we want to do here is kind of brush it like this with a lawn leveler and work it onto the actual soil or sand layer. You could use something else like water or a broom, but this is so satisfying. Oh. And boom guys, that's done. Quite a heavy Scarify, quite a heavy top dress, all done in today's video. This will take a few days to recover, but like I say, I don't need to stress about anyone being unhappy with this. It's my backyard, I can do what I want. Obviously, if you don't want to wait that long, do it in lighter and more frequent increments or treatments or whatever. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did so, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more lawn content to follow. Thank you to everyone supporting the online shop. I really appreciate each and every one of you. SouthAfricanLawn.co.za or SALawn.co.za. Thanks guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye.